welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Straight into the update tonight, viewers. The Water and Sewerage Authority Director of Water Management Service in South, Anand says water reservoir are above 90% at the start of 2026 dry season, above the long-term average. Water schedules will be implemented this dry season to ensure everyone will have access to water throughout the season. Meanwhile, Iowa George has been appointed brand manager for WASA 2026 dry season. So Trinidad and Tobago was kind of this catchment today. So we have, listen to this, I want you to understand this. Congratulations to Iowa for being the ambassador for WASA. No love lost. I want you to understand that. Congratulations to him, right? But you go tell me Trinidad and Tobago, we appointed a brand manager for WASA 2026 dry season. For the dry season, WASA appoint a brand manager? Really? So let me ask this question. What does this brand manager have to do with the dry season? Can he make rainfall from the sky? Like I said, congratulations to the individuals. Congratulations on being the brand manager for WASA. But the bigger question, brand manager for WASA 2026 dry season, does that make sense? Does it? What is he going to do for the dry season? Tell me. Come Trinidad and Tobago, somebody tell me. Could somebody from WASA call in and say, what is the purpose of this? The dry season in Trinidad and Tobago, people will be catching a nenen for water. Right? Some places, it's like drought passing through Trinidad. We can't get water, but we have a brand manager. What is he supposed to do? Tell me. Tell me, Trinidad and Tobago. I hope the Minister of Public Utility for the UNC administration could come out and explain to Trinidad and Tobago what the brand manager is supposed to do now. If they cut up water from Central for the dry season, and instead of 4 days water, we get 2 days water, is the brand manager going to fix this? So I'll be waiting come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week to hear what Public Utility Minister have to say concerning this. Instead of we go up the ladder, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going down the damn ladder. Like I said, congratulations to Iowa. No love lost. But the purpose. Boy, Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
So I just want the nation to come together, let's try and save water. Because as they saw the numbers, you understand what I'm saying? If for some reason anything go bad and we have a bad dry season, then a lot of people will be suffering for water. And water is like, what you do without water? Anybody here could do anything when the day come without water?
No.
So water is life. Play the app now.
It's life. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Every little thing. We gon' fix it. We gon' fix it. We gon' fix it.
Moving along. Naparima Girls High School student and a bishop and a state high school and Trinity College 50 students are the 2025-2026 Presidential Medal awardees. This was announced on Friday by the Minister of Tertiary Education and Skill Training, Professor Prakash Prasad. Listen to Trinidad and Tobago.
Last year, 103 open and additional scholarships were awarded. This year, however, on the recommendation of the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, the Cabinet has agreed to the award of 105 scholarships, national scholarships, comprising of 47 open and 58 additional scholarships, and further agreed to the award of 2 President Medals. The successful President Medal winners are Elizabeth Singh of Nalprema Girls High School and Alia Seret of Bishop Anstey High School and Trinity College East.
So viewers, the expenditure, according to the minister, the expenditure for these scholarships is estimated TT 35.8 million. Well, listen to this.
I want to remind these scholars that their performance during the period of their studies will be monitored by the Scholarship Department of the Ministry, and therefore they are kindly urged to keep their cumulative grade point average up to the required and requested level.
Education is expensive. So, the government is expecting the reopening of the UWI campus for the new academic year. Ooh, this is nice.
So, a memorandum of agreement was in fact entered between MTES and PSAEL on Thursday, 15th January 2026 to develop and implement the works associated with the project. On Monday, 19th January 2026, a kickoff meeting was held with MTES, PSAEL, and the key stakeholders such as the UWI to discuss the steps forward in ensuring that the UWI South Campus becomes operationalized in an expedient manner. The site visit of the campus was conducted, led by the CEO of PSAEL, together with members of MTES and UWI. We anticipate the tendering process for these particular packages to go out very soon, and we are fully committed to ensuring the reopening of the UWI South Campus by the start of the academic new year.
So now Trinidad and Tobago. This after the educational facility, which Legal Affairs and Land Affairs Minister Saddam Hussein says was near completion, fell into a dilapidated state under the former PNM administration. So hopefully, viewers, that would be upcoming soon, hopefully, for the new academic year, which begins, I believe, in September. That will be the new academic year. Trinidad and Tobago, it's time for the current affairs segment here on Real Talk. The families of 4 divers who died in the 2022 Paria pipeline tragedy, along with lone survivor Christopher Boudram, has each been awarded $1 million. This after Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa met with the 3 of the families. Energy Minister Rudal Munilal described the divers' death as slow, painful, and terrifying deaths. That was compounded by inaction of the then leadership. He reminded the public that the country was then governed by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and Energy Minister Stuart Young. The minister criticized the previous government for failing to provide any relief and added that Stuart Young's promise of $1 million payment never materialized. Listen to this, viewers.
In the dying days of the last administration, Mr. Young suddenly discovered his conscience temporarily in what can only be described as a desperate act of political damage control. Mr. Stuart Young announced that Mr. Christopher Boudram and each affected family would receive $1 million. They trumpeted that. But with so many promises under that administration, it was an ex-PNM promise that never materialized. No payments were made, no checks were issued, no relief was provided. The victims indeed were left abandoned with empty words.
So Trinidad and Tobago, millions of dollars has been spent to lawyers. I want you to understand this carefully and listen to this carefully. Millions of dollars have been spent to lawyers to defend Paria. Millions of dollars. And the diver's family got $1 million each. $16+ million, I believe the government and Paria spent to defend the company. And imagine Trinidad and Tobago, all the divers family got was $1 million each. It's sad, isn't it? It's sad. And today we ask ourselves, why crime cannot done in Trinidad and Tobago? A small country as Trinidad and Tobago with a population of, let's say, 1.4 million people. Today we ask ourselves, so why this big man child get kidnapped? And why this big man's son get gunned down? And how we don't see this big man? And this big man had to fly away because of a case. Now you know why? Now you know why? $16+ million spent to defend the company. And the individual who died, all their family got was $1 million each. Let me tell you something. If that was my son there, take what I'm telling all here. If one of them was my son, people that be leaving Trinidad. Me asking you, I'm telling you. If that was my son, people would have been leaving Trinidad. Ministers would have been resigning. Me asking you, I'm telling you. And that is the difference. That is the difference. You see when they made an attempt to kidnap my son, 3 of them blind, 1 dead? I will leave an example. That is Saieed. Some might say, oh, Saieed, you shouldn't say this, and you shouldn't say that, and you shouldn't say the next. $16+ million spent to lawyers to defend that tragedy. And the family only got $1 million each. I wonder if Stuart Young have children. I wonder if Dr. Rowley have children. I wonder if Paria Board, if they have children. People know side mouth and no cover on TV. And I will talk the truth, whether they want to hear it or not. But one thing I could say, and I'm proud to say it on national television, you cannot come and break down my door. You cannot use your tongue to give an order to nobody to go and break down Saieed door. You can't use your tongue to give an order to nobody to go and arrest Saieed. For talking the truth, your tongue will start decaying in your mouth. I always say I am not one of those side-the-road people, you know. You could just walk over, you know. I will show you in your own position people walking over you. Let me tell you something. It have days that I lie down on my bed and I say, Lord, if it wasn't for you, people don't try to kill me already, you know. Or kill me already, you know. Lord, if it wasn't for you, people don't see about me already, you know. I'm telling you, because the kind of things I will talk and say, it hampering people. So viewers, the minister said, the new USC government had now rectified a public wrong, as the PM presented the 1 million to Christopher Boodram, Vanessa Kwesi, widow of Rishi Nagasa, and the families of Faisal Kuban. Listen to this.
Today, a few moments ago, the Prime Minister rectified a public wrong. The Prime Minister led our government, and on behalf of our government presented ex gratia payments of $1 million to Mr. Christopher Boodram, a payment of $1 million to Ms. Vanessa Kwesi, the widow of the late Mr. Rishi Nagasa. A similar payment was also being made to the family of Mr. Faisal Kurban. Those payments have been made because there is no legal impediment to so doing.
So viewers, when asked about the other families' payment, Munila noted that the families are currently engaged in a legal process before payments can be made. Listen.
The other two families are currently engaged in the legal process to arrive at a legal personal representative. And as soon as that process is completed, as it was with the other families, we will meet and treat with them in a similar fashion. So we expect that to be done in short order.
Are you in contact with them?
Yes, we are in contact with the lawyers representing the various families, and at today's very short function, several of the attorneys were also present.
Trinidad and Tobago watchman, it's not just sad, you know. It's detrimental sad that 16 plus million spent and all they got was 1 million. Sad, 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 sad. Wait, boy, let me hope. Let me hope no wrong air fall on those. Hey, Kola, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yes, now I am just calling to tell the person who had lost some money, a large sum of money, and bank cards today, which I was traveling in the same maxi with him while he dropped off, right? I have found it. I have launched it in Arima police station. So I want to tell him to go to the Arima police station to identify his belongings.
Okay, so hold on, right? You were traveling in a maxi and someone lost a bag.
Well, I was traveling in the same maxi from St. Augustine to Port of Spain.
Okay.
And that person was in the back seat also.
Okay.
But he had rang the bell and he had gotten off. I can't even remember where he had gotten off because I was kind of minding my little business.
Right.
But anyway, when my head turned to the left, I ended up seeing the money with his wallet and so forth.
Okay.
So I didn't feel I wasn't in the mood to give it to the driver. Right?
Okay, for safety.
So I said I wouldn't give it to the driver, I'll carry it in the station. But I know how much money there because I have counted it. And well,
okay, you was on the bus route
he have a little thing here. So I would like him to go to the Arima police station where I placed the money. I went there this evening there. And I told the officer, I said, I hope this person get their money because today might be their salary. That could be their salary they get.
I understand.
Right?
Were you on the bus route or the main road?
Collected.
Were you on the bus route or the main road?
The bus route.
The bus route, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. So, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going for a short commercial break, but when we return, we're going to stay on the Christopher Boodram story.
We'll be right back. Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. The sole survivor of the Paria LMCS diving tragedy, Christopher Budram, has welcomed $1 million payment from the Prime Minister, saying it brings long-awaited relief to his family nearly 4 years after the disaster. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. 4 years after millions of dollars has been spent. You go tell me, Keith Rowley, Stuart Young, and the LMCS, the Paria board, you go tell me none of these individuals have a heart? Put politics one side. Put politics one side. This could have been your son or your daughter or your brother-in-law or your son-in-law. But you put position in front of everything. It's sad, it? You put position in front of everything. All you had to do, a couple of months, you find out what happened, how it went down, and what we could do in a couple of months. A couple of months. And give the family something. You got to tell me 4 long years. They come to receive $1 million. And the lawyers, how many millions went to them? Let me hope something like this happened. Let me tell you something without apologizing. You see those big men and them who have position and were involved in this scenario, let me hope something like this or worse than this happened to the son of their daughter. It's sad, Trinidad and Tobago. It's stinking sad. You put politics, you put company, you put position, you put who you are before using your heart and come down. Is that human being? That is why when people come to me and they hear they relate their story to me and I listen to what the Spirit will have to tell me, trust me, I like to know, you know. I buy a big ram goat. I buy a bull. I feel let's joke. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual from a great soul. And just as what callers have been telling you and saying to you on your program, you prove it tonight. The lady who called and said she found a purse there with money and ID card and carried to the Arima police station. That's to tell you what a great soul you are, what a great program you are, and the kind of people that is looking and listening to your program. So you are doing such a great job in transforming the thinking of the citizens of this country and to carry this country forward. But anyway, the filthy and to Iowa Judge, very good. I want to ask this government, this present Prime Minister and the government, not one doctor they employ. If something happened to Iowa Judge, he fall down, he had to go to the doctor to see about them. Not one doctor they employ. Shame on you all, but you're giving people work as WASA ambassador. What is that? Explain that to the citizens, not your money paying them. It's the citizen money paying for that. But you see this bunch of hooligans we have here? I want them to understand and know that the wages of sin is death by suffering. And they will not even reach the doors of hell for the wrong they're inflicting on the citizens of this country and the injustice. And they must take note. You had a president, they call him Robinson. His wife get dumb right in front of him, senile, right in front of him. She couldn't say one word. He suffered the same way. All you're learning nothing. When you commit sin, what has happened? And sin will fall on your children, your grandchildren, Kamala, you know that? And generation of yours to come, in the future, generation of yours will suffer for the sins you all are committing. Mr. Said, keep up this great work you are doing, man. God bless you and your staff.
Thank you, my friend. So, Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Bodram opened up. Mr. Bodram opened up about the long and difficult journey he and his family has faced since February 25th, 2020. Listen to this.
Example, there are some nights where random is not like every night anymore, but is randomly I would just kick off my bed, gasping for breath, and she would have to get up wherever hour it is, you know, to be with me, calm me down. Sometimes she at work and I would call her and say, girl, it's happening again. Between dealing with her work and she speaking to me.
So now, viewers, he said the payment will ease some of the financial burden his family had to go through since 2022. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
It's a breath of fresh air. And I don't know how much people know this, but since the accident, I'm unable to apply my skill and trade. And for that period of time, financially things was tough because everything was just rest on my wife's hands. Loans, bills, everything else just was in her hands, you know, and it was difficult.
The payment were also made to families of Mr. Nagasa and Kuban and will continue progressively to the remaining families in a period. Listen to this now, Trinidad and Tobago.
Lost their breadwinners, you know, and this happening now is a relief on everybody. Yeah, you know, they're now able to be able to pay their bills, their debts.
So viewers, Mr. Bodram also raised concern about the former Prime Minister Stuart Young announcement were made weeks before April 28, 2025 general election that his government would make payments of $1 million each to the divers. Listen to this now.
He used our case as an election gimmick. Alright? You telling me weeks before the election, you know for sure that ex gratia payment wouldn't be able to be fully completed the processes to get the check signed or whatever is the case, right? You would dangle that in front of us, right? To show the nation that, you're doing something and you're playing with our emotions and our livelihood, because when I heard Stuart Young announce that they're going to make an ex gratia payment of $1 million, I was ecstatic. And mad at the same time. There's so much mixed feelings because how it was done. I heard that over the media.
So you see Trinidad and Tobago? You brought politics. That is why when I hit it hit so hard. You brought politics into the divers' debt. It's sad. You used it there 4 years ago to try and what? Mama guy Trinidad and Tobago into paying $1 million when you win back. So when all you tell all yourself, that government is be looking at all you. What Dr. Rowley said, we know of the government. Dr. Rowley said, we know of the government. What's your chong did? Use it as a what? Political propaganda. And nobody going to talk about it. All them paid social media bloggers. They wouldn't talk about it, Nobody mentioned nothing of it. Nobody. You know who would talk about it? Saieed will talk about it. You use the death of 4 divers as a gimmick to get a vote to come back in power. So what happened to the 4 years that went by? What happened to the 4 years that went by? This is why it is what it is. And when you see things that happen to them, ask yourself what they do. Ask yourself who they take advantage of. That is why Saieed will continue light and light. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but still locked on. When we come back, Cabinet approved registration for all undocumented immigrants. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So, viewers, Cabinet has approved a registration for all undocumented immigrants in Trinidad and Tobago. All undocumented. Speaking at the post-Cabinet media briefing, the Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, emphasized that all undocumented immigrants in TNT must register regardless of their countries of origin. That is why I said all. It doesn't matter what country you come from, go and register to be here legally. He warned that failure to do so would lead to immediate deportation. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
It gives us an opportunity for instant deportation. Again, the process should start by next week Friday, and the in-person registration would start after the carnival.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, for the immigrants, you're getting the opportunity to be here legally through a card, through registration. So we're not operating like the US. But I am advising you to take full advantage of the opportunity so you wouldn't have to watch your back when you see the police vehicle come in. One step further to working legally in Trinidad. So please do the correct thing. Now, the minister added that a $700 fee, TT, would be applicable to all registering migrants, but migrant children would be exempted from the cost. They didn't say an age bracket, but hopefully Monday or Tuesday coming, hopefully they keep some kind of media briefing and release an age bracket under 18 or over 18 or under 14. We don't know, but they said children. Alexander said the last migrant registration exercise in 2019 was not conducted properly, as many individuals registered using fictitious name, address, and location. He said the government intends to apply intelligence and accountability in the upcoming exercise, noting the aim is also a move to reduce crime and criminality. Listen to this.
We know for a fact that a lot of persons came and was registered, some of them under fictitious names, address, and where they came from. This government intends to do things differently. It will incorporate a level of intelligence, accountability, and most of all, we will understand from every angle who we are dealing with.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, a little example. In the US presently, in some parts of the state, there is this department they call ICE. ICE is raiding communities and they are deporting illegal immigrants. That is what they are doing in the United States. You all can check it out for yourself. In Trinidad, what Alexander is telling us, we are giving you the opportunity, we are giving you the chance to do it right. When the registration starts, find yourself on the location, register, pay $700. When they call you to collect your card, you will collect your card, and you will be here legally. Now, please give them your correct name and address, because I don't think it will be easy when they hear you do something and they pick up with you or they post up your picture. I mean, that's problems for you. So you better you do the correct thing and work safe. You want to work, you want to stay, you get the opportunity to make it right. So please, immigrants in Trinidad, do the correct thing. Please, please, please. Now, staying with Roger Alexander, he avoided, this is a new thing, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander avoided direct answering question on how many United States military personnel remain stationed in Trinidad and Tobago. I could answer that. Because of the fact that I'm involved in intelligence and security, the public wouldn't know how many individuals are here presently in Trinidad and Tobago from the U.S. military. The question arose at Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, but the minister initially deflected, responding instead that many foreigners were currently in the country for carnival celebration. Listen to this.
You know, there are a number of visitors here in Trinidad and Tobago as we speak, coming in for carnival and different cultural shows. So the question that you ask at this time, if you're asking me from a ministerial point of view where intelligence are important, I wouldn't be able to answer you. But there are a lot of persons. I saw one of my friends today. He's from Australia. He came here with his wife to Trinidad and Tobago to enjoy the carnival. So, and he's probably a military person. So we have a number of persons who are coming and going.
So now viewers, here's a more direct question. As the media sought to clarify the question specifically relating to the U.S. military personnel who reportedly came to participate in the training and humanitarian work prior to the capture of former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, the minister was unable to provide a specific answer.
Well, as I said before, there are a number of persons here in terms of the training and development. We always have persons training persons here. We are thankful that they are able to come to our shows and share their experience with us and teach us things, and we love that. We wish it could happen every day, but it doesn't always possible. So they come and go. At this time, I cannot speak to whether they are here or not.
So viewers, switching gears. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has cancelled the Safe to Work certification, that is STOW, certification requirement for access to energy sector, ending a system that it says impose unfair cost. Energy Minister Rudolph Monilal announced the decision on Thursday at a post-cabinet meeting conference. Monilal.
Today, I'd like to inform the national community to take note that the STO forms no part of the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. Indeed, it came into being by some type of agreement, charter, between the Energy Chamber and several of the multinational energy companies and involving state enterprises. I can report today that after widespread consultation with the energy companies, a decision has been arrived at to terminate, to discontinue the STO requirement and revert to the ISO codes and other relevant codes that obtained before as per the entity in the energy sector.
He explained that the move gives effect to a commitment made by Prime Minister in 2024 when she was opposition leader. Minister Monilal quoted the PM budget debate speech. Listen to this.
It can cost hundreds of thousands to become STO certified. Certification is given for 1 or 2 years, after which the businesses must be recertified. Stowe, through the Energy Chamber, is holding companies to ransom by having a monopoly on who can conduct business in the energy sector, using health, safety, and the environment as a strangling tool.
So now, viewers, the minister said that the certification framework has become a barrier to entry while enriching a limited group of entities, particularly small and medium-sized enterprise. Munila.
I can also indicate that all state enterprises involved in the energy sector have also taken decisions, respectively, to do away, terminate, and or discontinue the Stowe process for entry into the sector, which we believe to have been unfair and to have enriched certain individuals and entities at the expense of keeping out small and medium-sized enterprises and new businesses from the sector.
So viewers, you know what this reminds me of? Remember when we had the merit point system? You had, when your 12 demerit points allocated, you have to go to a special entity to pay between 12 to 1,200 or 2,000 to that entity to do some driving, maybe some courses, and then now you will go to license office now, and then you will get back your permit. You remember that? That is a memory you all will keep and remember. Meanwhile, the minister confirmed that the ultra-deepwater exploration program involving ExxonMobil has advanced far ahead of schedule. So congratulations to them, but listen to this.
You may be aware that the vessel Amazon Warrior, the vessel that will undertake the seismic scientific exploration and collect the seismic data over the ultra-deep water block, is in Trinidad and Tobago waters and will depart on Sunday from Chaguaramas to begin its work. They expect to be on the East Coast Marine area to conduct 3D seismic survey across the deep water block that has been contracted with Exxon.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back from this break, I'm going to tell you where you could get free aerobics classes when we return.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
throws you a curveball. And you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who want to get fit for the carnival, come in. Those of you who want to be fit throughout the weeks and months and years, to have your body looking good, to be flexible, to be able to do Zumba. All right, so listen to this. The Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs continue to promote fitness and wellness with the launch of the Keep Pumping Up Your Fitness aerobics program. Now, the initiative will take place at 7 locations across Trinidad and Tobago, offering free aerobics and Zumba session. Aerobics, Now, Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, Philip Watts, alongside Sport Ambassador Dwayne Bravo and Keyshawn Walcott, attended the program's official launch at the Evolution Fitness Car Park in Endeavour, Shogunas. Bravo said the initiative should be done throughout the year. Listen to this.
Fitness is seeing people come out in their numbers, and I know it's something that is needed, and I see all different types of people are here. So it's a good initiative, and I hope it continues, and congratulations to all who is involved to put it on.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Keyshawn Walcott also made a point that such an event should take place outside the carnival season.
Initiatives like this, especially knowing that it's fitness, and that's kind of my background, so I would believe doing something like this, not just carnival time, but all through the year will positively affect the nation, health and fitness is something that everybody should try to incorporate into their lifestyle.
So now viewers, Sports Minister Philip Watts said the event was created as a safe place for women and girls encouraging fitness and a healthier lifestyle. He mentioned that this is just one of the many initiatives the Sport Ministry plans to roll out in 2026. So viewers, you know where to go. Switching gears a bit now. Government Senator and the Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander, have stated society should not be allowed to paint communities as criminal hotspots simply because of a few rogue elements. And I have been saying this. If the police in the community would keep the community safe, there wouldn't have to be a hotspot. I've always said that. Imagine it have police living in communities and the communities is a hotspot. Imagine that when it's not supposed to be a hotspot. The people in the community supposed to feel safe knowing that there are police officers, army officials, Coast Guard officials in the community a sense of relief. Why? Because there's a law enforcement officer in the community. Do we have that in Trinidad? No. Philip said, taking back community is one of the main objectives of the zone of special operation. He noted that far too long the few have allowed many to be denied simple service due to the fear of crime. Hold on, the director. Hold on. Trinidad and Tobago. A few days ago, we saw, I believe that was Maloney. At all? Is Maloney where the garbage pile up? Imagine that, eh? Garbage pile up. But because of the bad man in the area, he ain't got no contract. He ain't making no money. The garbage truck can't come in. Rat should bite them. Rat should run in their house. Saieed, don't say something like that. You're on national television. But if I can't talk the truth on television, it makes sense I come here to Mama Guy nobody. Because the whole country afraid to speak out. 3 or 4 fellas. You can't get a contract, the garbage truck can't come in. Who have the community stink? Who encouraging the dengue? Who encouraging the chikungunya? Who encouraging the rat infestation? Who encouraging scorpion? Centipede? Snakes? Who encouraging it in the community? A few bad boys. Imagine that, eh? Listen to this video.
But it should not paint with a broad brush the communities that they've set up shop in. And that is what has happened. So if you live in a community and you are a law-abiding person, church-going, tax-paying family man, raising your family, wife, children, but you have to hear day in and day out you living in a hotspot.
Trinidad and Tobago, I have been saying this before UNC win. If you clean up, the police clean up the community, you won't have to worry. Imagine you have police living in a community and garbage truck can't even go. We look for it. We created it. So we have to fix it. Trinidad and Tobago, I must say a special good night to everyone. And until we meet again, be safe.